Hello, 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 my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Peace, love, and positivity to you. My name is Sohum, and today I'm bringing you another long-awaited triple reaction to Stromae. We'll be checking out the songs Fille de Joie, Santé, and Ave Cesaria. Now, if you're new here, for context, this is my second time reacting to Stromae. In my first video, we checked out Papa Ute, Formidable, and L'Enfer, and I don't even know how to properly recap my experience in that first reaction because my mind was just completely blown away by how powerful the music was. I mean, there's so much I could compliment and speak on here, from the melancholic melodies that just immediately have you emotionally heavy, to these like interesting beats that don't feel like they should work with the melodies but do and draw you into the song further. Then of course the devastating lyrics and meaning, then to Stromae's emotional and visceral vocal performance. You can even think about his physicality, like in the music videos, the way he's dancing through his pain, through the words, through the emotions. It is all so real and honest. And maybe what's more impressive to me than all of what I just listed is his confidence, his courage in being so vulnerable with his emotions, especially the fact that he's putting it out there for the entire world to consume and to potentially cast their judgment and have their opinions, right? Now, there's a large swath of people who see the message of Stromae, see his emotions, the good, the bad, the ugly, and they relate to it, they resonate, and they reaffirm and validate that emotion. And there's another contingent that see his message and they judge him, they criticize him. And I frankly am inspired by his level of emotional vulnerability, because it is so easy for me, I'm speaking for myself, it is so easy for me to mask my emotions. If I'm not feeling the best, I may put out the air that I'm doing great. And this is something that I'm, working on very regularly. So I do my best to be as emotionally real with all y'all. But sometimes I best myself and I hide I'm unable to even, disentangle emotions within my own inner world. And I may distract myself and obfuscate using smoke and mirrors. And I don't know what my own thing is going on. And so when I experience Stromae, his emotions through his art, I'm so inspired by what he's able to do, because it is just him. You know what I mean? So for all of those reasons and more, it makes so much sense to me why Stromae has so much acclaim, and why there's so much outpouring of support for him and his work. And I was reading even the comments of my reaction video to him, and you guys were telling me all kinds of stories about how he impacted your life and what he and his music mean to you and how they taught things about yourselves. Truly inspiring stuff. So I'm super excited to check out these songs today. I'm told that Stromae's discography isn't all sad music, so maybe we're going to get some interesting changes in that regard here, but regardless, we're going to experience it firsthand together. Before we do, though, let's all thank Hein the Resonant for making this generous donation request and these 3 selections today. It is very much appreciated, my friend, and your requests help guide the direction for the reactions I do over here. So now, with that all said, let's jump into the music. In a fictional country, the state holds a funeral for a missing sex worker. A fictional country. So, implying that this could not happen in the real world. So very much like a fugue in terms of style and melody. When you hear this choir emanating from the sides.
Être seul c'est difficile, et là ça fait des années. Et de juger c'est facile, surtout quand on n'y a pas goûté.
Literally.
Le plus dur, c'était la première fois. Puis le plus dur, c'est de savoir quand sera la dernière fois. C'est vrai, je suis pas contre un peu de tendresse de temps en temps. Et puis cette fois-ci, ben, je pourrais le faire en l'insultant. Oui, tout est négociable dans la vie moyenne en paiement. En plus, je suis sûrement son meilleur client. Mais oh, laissez donc ma maman, oui je sais.
Wait.
C'est vrai qu'elle n'est pas parfaite.
He said he's her best customer, but it's his mom. Surely not that direct implication. It's something else, right?
Mais oh, laissez donc ma maman, oui je sais. C'est vrai qu'elle n'est pas parfaite.
People pass their judgment. She's a hero in my eyes.
Et ce sera toujours fièrement que j'en parlerai.
Right.
Que j'en parlerai. Je suis un fils de pute, comme ils disent. Après tout ce qu'elle a fait
with
pour
the strings, like cutting in and
leurs
out.
bêtises. Oh chère mère, ils te déshumanisent. C'est plus facile, les mêmes te courtisent. Et tout le monde ferme les yeux.
Wow, it's so real because people, when they don't understand the life of another or have this moral objectivist view as if they have the superiority over you and your like lifestyle, now all of a sudden you are subhuman to them. Instead of viewing their not misunderstanding of you as, hey, I don't understand this person and their lifestyle, instead I could live and let live, they don't choose that. They choose to dehumanize and make things worse for the other person and keep us constantly bickering with one another back and forth, when instead we could try to empathize, try to understand the plight of another, and if we can't, still hold out the hope or the option that there's something that we don't understand, and that's okay, because I don't have to have all of the answers or all of the opinions. Just let it be. If you don't know something, you don't need to have an opinion on it, for real. And it's all in service to what? Keeping us further apart? Isn't the whole point of a society that we all stick together and make things easier for one another? People have lost the plot. They don't actually care about connection. They would rather atomize and sow seeds of division. Yeah, this is why I preach peace, love, and positivity endlessly for the self, for families, for everybody. This is of utmost importance in my opinion.
Et tout le monde ferme les yeux. Pourquoi tout le monde me déteste alors que c'est moi qui les nourris? Leur vie serait bien plus modeste. Sans moi, elle serait pourrie. Le lit et la sécurité ont un prix, madame. Ben oui, dans la vie, tout se paye. On ne te l'avait donc jamais appris. On m'accuse de faire de la traite d'êtres humains. Mais 50, 40, 30 ou 20%, c'est déjà bien. Faudrait pas qu'elle se prenne un peu trop.
I'm not sure what this is referring to here, if this like trafficking thing is coming from something in real life or just aiding the story.
J'avais donc jamais appris. On m'accuse de faire de la traite d'êtres humains. Mais 50, 40, 30 ou 20%, c'est déjà bien. Faudrait pas qu'elle se prenne un peu trop pour des mannequins. Mesdames, ou devrais-je dire putain? Mais oh, laissez donc ma maman, oui je sais. C'est vrai qu'elle n'est pas parfaite, c'est un héros. Et ce sera toujours fièrement que j'en parlerai. Que j'en parlerai.
I mean, I don't even know what his hairstyle is here, but Stromae in all of his videos has such a unique personality just through his style.
Que j'en parlerai. Que j'en parlerai. Je suis un fils de pute, comme ils disent. Après tout ce qu'elle a fait pour eux,
like a hat.
Pardonne leurs bêtises. Oh chère mère, ils te déshumanisent. C'est plus facile, les mêmes te courtisent. Et tout le monde ferme les yeux.
Oh, dude, I love
Je sais que c'est ton boulot.
So
Il faut bien que je fasse le mien, non? Entre le tien et le mien, la différence c'est que moi je paye des impôts. Allez circuler madame, reprends tes papiers, ce qui te reste de dignité. Aux femmes, trouve-toi un vrai
it's like
métier.
from their perspective.
Mais laissez donc ma maman, oui je sais. C'est vrai qu'elle n'est pas parfaite, c'est un héros. Et ce sera toujours fièrement que j'en parlerai. Que j'en parlerai. Je suis un fils de pute, comme ils disent. Après tout ce qu'elle a fait pour eux, pardonne leurs bêtises. Oh chère mère, ils te déshumanisent. c'est plus facile. Les mêmes te bourdissent et tout le monde ferme les yeux.
So interesting. And I love the visuals throughout this video too, because I mean the whole story, it literally turns the idea of like sex work being so demonized in our current society on its head, because like a funeral of this stature would never be given to a sex worker in our current day and age. So this whole fictional country that's being presented, it's just deliberate contrast to what is usually the experience and the sort of like societal view of sex workers, which is to disrespect them and to dehumanize them and to never show compassion or understanding. I don't get it, guys, because just because you aren't in that circumstance or that position or know somebody who is doesn't make it illegitimate, doesn't mean they're actually bad people. I mean, I'm a very like, I guess, open-minded person. I think, frankly, it should be legalized, sex work in its forms, done safely to protect the women who are in these dangerous situations, especially in the majority of the world where it is where it is criminalized. I mean, practically, I think there's many positives to legalizing it. Anyways, I'm not well versed in all of the nuances here. I'm just speaking more off the cuff, but the way that we treat each other needs to change. We need to look for the light in each other, the humanity in one another, rather than what makes us different. And actually what makes us different from one another is beautiful. We can learn from each other. That's the whole point. It's the whole point of society, man. And now I was just thinking, the title of this song, Fille de Joie, from my French class, this would be, I think, son or girls of joy, something like that, which I guess then would be a euphemism for prostitutions or prostitutes, which now makes more sense. I didn't actually think about that beforehand. That's a powerful one to start off this reaction here. Definitely was super in love with that beat. It's so interesting to like kind of have the strings like play that almost like cutting through the air kind of effect with the beat, and then the choir supporting all of it melodically, and then Stromae's voice just over the top of it all, almost like commanding, pleading, right, with society to not chastise his mother, and then also trying to hold her memory high up with pride. It's a whole interesting confluence of emotions that he was able to convey in this one. Very nice start. Santé. Now I need to look up what this means. Santé meaning. French. Health. Health. Prosperity.
À ceux qui n'en ont pas.
Okay.
À ceux qui n'en ont pas. Rosa, Rosa.
Oh, I like this beat.
Quand on fout le bordel, tu nettoies. Et toi, Albert, quand on trinque, tu ramasses les verres. Céline, Bataire.
Rosa, Albert,
toi, tu
Céline.
prends des vestes au vestiaire. Arlette, arrête. Toi, la fête, tu la passes aux toilettes. Et si on célébrait ceux qui ne savent
I like that alliteration with Arlette and Arrête. Like, Arlette, stop.
Arrête. Toi, la fête, tu la passes aux toilettes. Et si on célébrait ceux qui ne célèbrent pas.
Ooh.
Pour une fois, j'aimerais lever mon verre à ceux qui n'en ont pas. À ceux qui n'en ont pas.
Oof. Wait, that's awesome. I love that.
Quoi les bonnes manières? Pourquoi je ferais semblant? De toute façon, elle est payée pour le faire. Tu te prends pour ma mère? Dans 1 heure je reviens, que ce soit propre, qu'on puisse y manger par terre. 3 heures que j'attends. Franchement, il est fabrique ou quoi? Heureusement que c'est que de verre. Appelle-moi ton responsable et fais vite, elle pourrait se finir comme ça, ta carrière. Oui, célébrons ceux qui ne célèbrent pas.
This feels like how we were talking about like not dehumanizing sex workers in the first song. This almost feels like we need to pay more attention to common folk. Because I think so often in our society, I don't know how it became this way, but that seems to be the case. There is such a focus on celebrities, like idol worship, and we care about the opinions and the happenings of all of the socialites and all of the billionaires and people who are in that elite class, and we use their lives as, you know, mirrors for our own when they're entirely different. Even like a lot of music is not geared towards the lives of common people. Often it speaks about the very, let's say, first world problems of those in their privileged positions, which is why I think, I mean, it's another reason why Stromae is so relatable, because it actually speaks to the plight of people who don't have as large of a voice, even though proportionally they probably should. Oh, wow.
Sable et fais vite, elle pourrait se finir comme ça, ta carrière. Oui, célébrons ceux qui ne célèbrent pas. Encore une fois, j'aimerais lever mon verre à ceux qui n'en ont pas. À ceux qui n'en ont pas. À ceux qui n'en ont pas.
I love the dancing, man. The physicality of the music always shows its face in Stromae's work.
Frotter, frotter, mieux vaut ne pas si frotter, frotter. Si tu ne me connais pas, brosser, brosser. Tu pourras toujours te brosser, brosser. Si tu ne me respectes pas, oui, célébrons ceux qui ne célèbrent pas. Encore une fois, j'aimerais lever mon verre à ceux qui n'en ont pas.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
À ceux qui n'en ont pas. Pilote d'avion ou infirmière, chauffeur de camion, hôtesse de l'air.
Right.
Boulanger ou marin pêcheur, un verre aux champions des pires horaires, aux jeunes parents bercés par les pleurs, aux insomniaques de profession, et tous ceux qui souffrent de peine de cœur, qui n'ont pas le cœur aux célébrations.
Wow. For the underrepresented.
Qui n'ont pas le cœur aux célébrations.
Oh my god. She's screaming, letting it all out. Wow, dude, it's so powerful again. Because it's so true. So many of us are unable to just even have the time to truly relax because we are in survival mode. There's no celebration possible if it feels like you could lose the walls around you with one wrong decision or one bad month. I remember hearing some anecdote about, I mean, I don't know if it's an anecdote, more just like a cautionary parable, something to the effect of you are 5 wrong decisions away from being basically in poverty and homeless. If you're, let's say, in the middle class, lower middle class, there's very little safety in being where you are. And so much of our society is geared towards taking assets and resources and time away from those who don't have that stability, taking that away and giving it back to the rich who already have that stability in spades. And so these moments of celebration, of dancing, of relax, there was even a lyric about how people sometimes don't even have the heart to celebrate, to take their wins where they can get them because of how pushed down they are societally. I mean, gratitude in our lives will always go a long way and keep us from being as neurotic as we often are and as negative as life often tries to make us. But at the end of the day, too, a lot of our happiness, we don't know that it's in our control, because people in far worse positions and predicaments can make their happiness too and live more fulfilling lives, even if it is marred with struggle. And I mean, I recognize too that that's a very privileged thing to say, and that's why it's all so nuanced. And to not even think about what common folk are going through in our art, it's one of the biggest mistakes that we can make societally, because then we don't think about us. We start thinking about the plights of others, because now suddenly our problems don't matter and we don't have remedies for them, and people who are above us don't care about how we're doing. I feel like you could take this a number of different ways too. The whole like economic argument about capitalism, class consciousness, that's another thing that like comes to my mind. And there's just dealing with terrible environments. When we as humans, we need to be able to self-actualize rather than constantly deal with struggle. And the thing is, practically, we don't have to struggle. We have the resources available to make people's lives better. We live in the 21st century where we have every modern amenity available to us. The quality of life for all of us should have increased. We should have all experienced it, but there's still an overwhelmingly large portion of the population who don't even have access to clean food, water, shelter. It's, yeah. Anyways, I'll ramble on and on here, but Stromae each time.
José, ça fonctionne comment cette caméra?
Attends, papa, tu tiens bien comme ça. Voilà, mais moi je la vois. Ah, le musicien est en retard. Attends. Le musicien est en retard, ça c'est pas bon. Ah, regarde les enfants là qui courent là. Ah, José, regarde, il le fait encore. Il le fait encore. Ah, regarde.
Les effluves de rhum dans ta voix me font tourner la tête. Tu me fais danser du bout des doigts, comme tes cigarettes, immobile, comme à ton habitude.
And just briefly, you notice like all of the background audio of this VHS underneath the melody.
Du bout des doigts, comme tes
I
cigarettes,
like that, like realness.
immobile, comme à ton habitude. Mais es-tu devenue muette, ou est-ce à cause des kilomètres que tu ne me réponds plus? Et voilà, tu ne m'aimes plus ou quoi? Et voilà, après tant d'années. Et voilà, une de perdue, c'est ça. Et voilà, je te retrouverai, c'est sûr, bah oui, c'est sûr, bah oui, c'est sûr, bah oui, c'est sûr. Et voilà. Souviens-toi de la première fois où nos regards s'étaient croisés, même que ton œil disait merde à l'autre.
There he is in the back right there.
S'étaient croisés, même que ton œil disait merde à l'autre. Et surtout à moi, mais pourquoi moi alors que les autres te trouvaient bien trop laide. Peut-être que moi je suis trop bête, mais je sais t'écouter. Et voilà, tu ne m'aimes plus ou quoi?
I love how the beat came into the second Evora, but it dropped out for the first.
Et voilà, une de perdue, c'est ça. Je te retrouverai, c'est sûr, bah oui, c'est sûr, bah oui, c'est sûr, bah oui, c'est sûr. Et voilà, Ave Cesaria, Chapeau pour la route à pied. Nuet et nuétait. Diva aux pieds nus restera. Et Ave Cesaria. Et à la mort aussi. Oh brigade, tu es en brigade. À des millions de soldats dans ta patrie. Donc garde à vous. Cesaria, tu nous as tous quand même bien nus. À tout le monde te croyait disparu. Mais tu es revenu. Sacré Cesaria, quelle belle leçon d'humilité. Malgré toutes ces bouteilles de rhum, tous les chemins mènent à la dignité.
Dude. I love it, man. Stromae is so good. Send more of your Stromae requests my way. Holy.
Tu ne m'aimes plus ou quoi? Après tant d'années, une de perdue, c'est ça. Je te retrouverai, c'est sûr, bah oui, c'est sûr, ah, c'est sûr, bah oui, c'est sûr, bah oui, c'est sûr, ah, c'est sûr, bah oui, c'est sûr.
So happy. I mean, Heartbreak never sounded so good. I love how sing-alongable it all it is. Wow. That's what music's all about, man. It brings people together. It's like we got a home video for a music video, and it accomplishes everything you'd want from a music video and then more, because it is just so real, man. Stromae it's all real. It's all real with him. And in all of the possible ways you could assess realness in music. I love it. I love the way this music makes me feel. I love how melodic it is. I love the bounce. These unique beats and rhythms that aren't obvious. They're a bit complex. Even if I tried to like go moment to moment to pick apart all of the actual fine details, it feels simple somehow at the same time. I don't know how to like word that. It's almost like when the music is so complicated, it just becomes simple. Now, I wouldn't say that this is the most complicated music in terms of like composition in the world. Certain instruments and certain like moments make it feel that way, but then the simplicity washes out, and when you like, you know, wring these songs out for the actual pure emotion that Stromae is able to convey, that's where all of the goodness comes from, in my opinion, in terms of the emotion, in terms of the feel, in terms of the message, in terms of the community, in terms of the understanding that he has. You can distill any number of elements from any track that you ever listen to, and you know, on this channel I love to break down all of the music in the different capacities that I can. And with Stromae, it's like he just taps on these things that are so large, larger than life, but perfectly embody what life ought to be. I love it. And I love also, like, this is an understated element of his music, now that I'm thinking about it more, is the physicality in all of the dancing. Because we saw before in the previous music videos that I had mentioned in the first reaction, yes, Stromae loves to dance, and there is a lot of movement in his videos and people dancing. But now in these 3 tracks today, I really see it. And dance is another form of human expression of how we're feeling internally, and the ability to be free in our movements physically. That's another expression of how we're feeling internally. And if we're able to be free rather than rigid or even just, stagnant and not dancing at all, that is a much better position to be in. And I speak for myself. I've never been the best dancer. I've always found myself to be a little awkward in dancing. So I definitely will criticize my own dancing. And then the times where I'm able to just completely let loose because of the music, I feel it's indescribable, it makes me so happy. And that's what it is with Stromae. I feel all of the emotions to their nth degree. And I'm really happy after hearing these songs today. Again, I mentioned it before, but if you want to request more Stromae yourself, you can hit the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.